James Corden's in the news. He went to a restaurant, a top restaurant in New York called Balthazar. There's a branch of it here in London as well, in Covent Garden. It's run by a guy called Keith McNally, a well-known British restaurateur. Keith is so furious about the way that James Corden allegedly behaved in his restaurant. Very, very rude to his staff, as Keith claims. He called him the most abusive customer to my Balthazar servers since this restaurant opened 25 years ago. There's a term in the restaurant industry, it's called 86ing a customer. That means refusing to serve them. And Keith McNally said, I don't often 86 a customer. Today I 86'd Corden. It did not make me laugh. He's been banned from the restaurant. He said he was extremely nasty. He yelled like crazy at a waiter, at a server, moaned about the fact that his wife got an egg white omelette, but or there was a little bit of egg white mixed with the egg yolk. She only wanted an egg yolk omelette. He screamed, you can't do your job. I said, maybe I should go to the kitchen and make this dinner because you guys can't do your job. I'll cook the omelette myself. And so on and so forth. He demanded that in compensation the restaurant gave them free drinks, which they did. They gave them a free bottle of champagne, apparently, but Corden allegedly carried on being very nasty to the waiter. So the question is how do you treat waiters? I like to think I'm nice to them, but maybe I'm not. I hope I am. Let's talk to celebrity TV chef Rosemary Schrager. Good afternoon, Rosemary.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very, very well. Great to talk to you. I think the question here is, somebody once said you can tell the classiness of a person by the way they treat waiters. Now, I always think of as waiters as human beings, and I'm wary of their sensibilities. I like to think I'm nice to them. But I have friends of mine who, when they go into restaurants, it's as if they stop being human, stop treating these waiters as human beings and treat them like serfs. No, that's not good enough. Get away, blah, blah, blah. It's not right to treat waiters like that, is it?
No. I'll tell you, I think what is so terrible is that they wouldn't want to be treated that way themselves, number one. And number two, I think that whatever you should respect people's jobs, whatever they are, whatever their job, put the dustbins out, it doesn't matter. They are doing a work that's respected. And the problem is, this is why we've always got such a bad reputation that they feel being a waiter is being subservient. Well, it's not. You go to Europe, and I tell you, Peter, the waiters or waitresses are treated incredibly well because it's a very good job. There's nothing to it. I've been a waitress. I've done it when I was young. We all did it. Mm. And I think what is important is the fact that you don't treat people badly. And he was wrong. I mean, maybe something bad had happened to him that day. Maybe something... I can't imagine James doing that, but he obviously did. In that case, I reprimand him. He cannot do that.
If he did it, I reprimand him too. We don't know the veracity of the story, but exactly. Keith McNally is a respected restaurateur. He wouldn't be saying these things if there wasn't something to this story. But yes, as I say, I have friends of mine, decent people, who in other respects are kind to everyone, but they get into restaurants and they treat the waiters as if they're not human beings, as if they're just purely there to serve them, and they don't require any politeness or anything. It's a strange syndrome, isn't it?
I think it's left over from the, many years ago, servants, they had it's all class distinguished thing. You're not worth it if you're maybe a waitress or waiter or whatever, which is ridiculous, because I think the British can be quite bad at treating the staff in a restaurant. I mean, I know if anybody dared talk to my staff like that, I would absolutely, I wouldn't be polite, because I would say, this is not on, you do not do that. Because these people, I agree from the other point of view, from the other side, from the waiter's point of view. I think it's important, or waitress, I think it's important that they ought to be polite as well, that they have to have a smile on their face, they have to be kind. And maybe there was something wrong there. One doesn't know the story, as you said, actually, Ken, you don't know the story. So, not the real story, but I can't understand, I can't think a restaurateur would write that and actually, without there's some justification. That's all I can say. So I do feel that he's maybe can't treat people like that, or maybe, I wouldn't say he's arrogant. I mean, James has never come across as being an arrogant person, or too big for his boots.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. I know him,
he's a nice guy.
But...
So it surprises me that he would treat someone as badly as they're saying he did. So I think, he's just a normal bloke to me. And, he does great television programs. So I'm quite shocked. So maybe something happened that day. I must say, I think the omelette thing, and I'd tell him to his face, was ridiculous. James, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
But
what is it about the British, then? You're right. You're so right. I hadn't really thought of that, Rosemary. I've just come back from Greece, where the waiters, they're regarded as people with good jobs that you should respect, and we should all respect our restaurants and the people who work there, because they're a very important part of our lives. What is it about the British that we don't tend to respect these people?
Right. I think the British, there is an element where we've always been served. Servants has always been that behind the green baize door, which is ridiculous, because, that's a bygone era. We're not like that. And also, not only that, the waiters have got a blooming good job there, and there's nothing wrong in it. And I think it's a brilliant job. And I know that the maitre d's earn a lot of money in the restaurants, a lot of money, because they bring customers to the restaurant. So they're very valuable. So these people who are waiting and who are doing it jolly well deserve respect, So, but I know I've had waiters who've got out of the bed the wrong way, and they're completely miserable, and you feel, get a smile on your face. And I've said that to them, but I wouldn't be rude to them.
I'll tell you, this is how nice I am to waiters. I was in a restaurant the other week. I could hardly believe it. The waiter was quite young. It was a posh restaurant, and we were discussing Brexit for some reason, as you do. And while he was standing there, sort of putting our plates down, he got involved in the discussion and gave us his view as well. He said, "I think you're wrong there. This is what..." So we all sort of sat there and said, "That's an interesting point." I think I do draw the line. They shouldn't necessarily get involved in your conversations.
No, they shouldn't. But it obviously riled him, and he needed to make his statement. So I'm sure he went away after that.
Yeah. No. What I wanted to say to him was, look, just serve the food, but I didn't. I invited him into the discussion. That's the kind of nice guy I am, Rosemary.
That's a nice thing to do. I wouldn't be rude to him either. I'd say thank you very much.
He was very young. I don't think he quite had encompassed the tenets of the job.
A bit clumsy still.
Indeed. Yeah. Rosemary, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time. That was the great Rosemary Shager.